What's up, doctors? It's Chafe, Team W&J here. Today I'm going to share you 4 things you probably didn't know about Arknights. Let's get into it. Hey, if you know these things already, good for you. Let me know in the comments what you knew and what you didn't. And while you're there, why not give this video a thumbs up as well, because it helps this video perform well on the algorithm. Alright, the first thing you didn't know how to do is to see your operator's full sprite. So, have you ever looked at an operator like Helliger, for example, and wondered what all the stuff behind him is? You see this claw, but you never see the bird? Well, if you go into the information file, not the outfit file, the information one, on the left side, you can actually see a little magnifying glass. And if you click on this, you're able to see the entire image. Now, if you're on a phone, you can actually pinch the screen and shrink it down so you can see the entire thing. But since I'm on a computer right now, I can only drag it around. Now, this next one, most of you guys probably know already, but I have to say it anyway because I've seen it over and over again. A lot of people, for some reason, either don't want to or don't know how to display their medal collection. So here's the third one on my friends list, but I showed it on stream yesterday, and all of a sudden, all the people who didn't have their medals had their medals up. So I'm guessing a lot of people don't know how to actually do this. If you look at my profile here, currently the event that's going on right now as I'm recording this video is Twilight of Walamon, and you can set the medal sets by going to this little wrench over here. And so if an event is up, you can choose the event medals, but otherwise you can choose the custom loadout. And if you choose the custom loadout, you can customize the custom medal set by going to Archives and Path to Glory. I don't know how many of you guys have seen this menu before, but if you go on the medal list, this shows you exactly how to get all of these medals. Medal set collection will only be up when there is an event up. And then over here in this Glorious Moments area is where you can design your medals. You do this by going to Add Medals and choosing a medal that you haven't chosen. So let's say I want to put in, I don't know, the Liaison Medal 2. Hit Arrange, and I can drag this on wherever it fits. So now, there's no space here, but whatever. Speaking of medals that were introduced during the Ursa's Children event, some of you guys might have those extra story blocks from the Ursa's event. You can use those story blocks to unlock the Nian medal, the Stories of Afternoon medal, and the I recommend going through this list if you've never been through it, just to see what medals you can get that you haven't gotten already. Some medals as well can be trimmed. So for example, this one here, this is the Gendarmerie offensive medal. This is by completing TWMO1, the mini annihilation, with a 3-star rating while controlling all the gramophones at the same time. Similarly, when CC1 drops, we're gonna get a 18 risk medal, and if you complete 18 risk on week 1, that is the only way to trim that medal. So get ready and prep for CC1 to make sure you can get 18 risk on week 1, otherwise you will miss out on the trim medal. FYI, to unlock the Nian medals and whatever, you go into Intelligence over here, go into like Public Affairs and unlock all of these ones that you haven't already, or go into here and unlock all of these ones that you haven't already. I believe it's these special operations ones that give you it's these ones that give you the medals down over here. Bonus thing, did you guys know that Mudrock is not a new character, and Mudrock has been here since the beginning of the game? Yeah, this is the end story of GT6 Granny event, the first ever event in Arknights. We get to meet this dude called Big Bob, right? Who's the best dude. The best dude in the entirety of Arknights. You want to compare best dudes with Ace? Ace versus Big Bob, who would win? Comments now. So at the end of GT6, you get this letter that Bob writes to a mysterious person. To Mudrock. There you go. To Mudrock, all the way from GT6. And there she is. Mudrock is not a new character. An OG character. When we gonna play as Big Bob next, yeah? Next limited operator, Big Bob. Let me call it right now. Okay, this tip is actually pretty important, and I think a lot of people won't know about this one. You can actually stock up more than 300 friend credits per day. And the way you do this is by, let's say for example, right, here's when this would be useful. If you have a store that you don't like, so today my store is really good. Like all these items here, I kind of want these items, right? So this is good. If the store was just filled with like frontline battle record and tier 1 iron or some shit, like things that I don't want. I don't want to spend my money buying like junk when I could save it for when the store is actually good and buy some more good stuff, right? So the way I can do this, let's say reset comes, okay? You come to your friend credit store and you're gonna have whatever left over. So if I have 188 today, then tomorrow I'm also gonna have 188. Okay, then I hit the claim button and I get my friend credits that way. And then I go into my base and I go to my reception room. Once my clue exchange ends, then I'm gonna get 210. So ultimately, I'm gonna get whatever's left over plus like the 200 from the store, and then 200 from here. Usually, you will have a little bit above 400 to 600, say for example. You can actually stock up an additional 200 just by not clicking on your clue exchange. So I'm gonna show you an example right here. You have to do this really fast. What you have to do is, when reset hits, that's when you want to start your clue exchange, right? You want to start your clue exchange about like 5 minutes or 10 minutes after reset. This way, when you go to your base the next time after reset, the timer for the clue exchange end should be like, you know, about a minute left or a few seconds left or whatever. When this timer hits 0, start your next clue exchange immediately. And if you do this, you will not collect the 210 friend credits from the previous clue exchange. This 210 friend credits will be stored in your reception room. So since you haven't collected the 210 friend credits this time, the next time you visit your reception room, you're gonna get that 210 that you stored. Meaning, if you know that your store today is all full of garbage, don't collect the 210 because you're gonna basically be forced to spend the 210 on garbage, right? Save it for the next day. Hopefully the next day will give you better items. Then you can have an additional 210 to work with to buy all the items from that store. And since we're in the base here, let's talk about trust. As you are probably aware, sticking your operators as a base assistant in RIC, these operators will get trust. You'll also be aware that all your crew that's working will get the little like orange bubble on their head. Well, here's how the trust system works. Any operator that is standing around is considered working. As long as they are working, they will have the orange bubble, which means they'll get a little bit of trust. If they are in RIC, they will get a blue bubble. However, if they are a base assistant and they're standing around with the little RIC tag, so for example, like Utage over here, she has the RIC tag, she is not considered working if I don't assign her to anything. If she's just in RIC and nothing else, then she's not working. She will only get the blue bubble. However, let's say I had like Blaze in RIC or something. If I also have Blaze working in Power Plant while she's in RIC and reset comes, then she will get an orange bubble and the blue bubble. Which means that if you want trust fast for people in RIC, you should set them as working as well. But what if they don't help out with any of the production stuff? Where can you put them? Well, here's the tip. Remember that anybody who is working gets trust. Working means as long as they're standing there and not in RIC. Meaning, if they are resting in dormitory, they are working. If they are standing in workshop, they are working. If they are in office, they are working. If they are in the training room, even if they're not training, they are also working. Which means that the most efficient way to go about farming trust in your base is to fill out 52 out of 52 people before reset happens. This way, when reset comes, you maximize the amount of people here getting trust. And if you wanted to diversify that even further, you make sure that none of the 52 people working in your base are also the people working in RIC. This way, you get the 52 trust from the base itself, plus an additional 5 here, so you get 57 trust all at the same time. If you want to split it up like that, go ahead. Otherwise, let's say if I'm putting Suzerain as my RIC assistant, and I really want to farm trust for Suzerain, I'm also going to put Suzerain as the training worker over here. Alright, I've actually got a follow-up to this video with 4 more things you probably didn't know about Arknights. So the second this video hits 100 likes, I'm gonna drop that second video. Alright, subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you're still not convinced, check out these other videos I made. Maybe you'll like them. Cheers!